So hello, welcome back to my channel, and I am back with another video. So if you don't know, I was live before and I made another video about fear of being seen. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you go and watch that one. I'm sure you will learn one or two things. And now I'm back with another one, very honest one. Most of you will be very surprised, but there's nothing to be ashamed of. And as you have seen on the title, I am 37 years old. Even if I don't look like that, I look 20 years younger or lesser, like 20 something, yeah. And that's exactly how I feel like, and I'm very proud of it. Yes, and I am a single mom of three. And also now I can say it openly because there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing I would have never ever seen myself being a single mom, because I was always this person who looks at the big picture and always made it work for family, and always looking for the big things to stick the family. So that's also new, and I'm not ashamed of it. Single mom like me, there's nothing to be ashamed of, and no one should shame you of being a single mom, because no one goes to a relationship hoping or wishing to become a single mom. I think that is another story for another day. I think I can dive more onto that on another own video. Yeah, but I think in this video, I'm going to be just here and there dropping a point. Also, I am 37 years old, as I said, and I don't have a lot of friends. So this used to be something I was very ashamed of. And since I was little girl, I never had like fixed friends, and I would always admire people who have friends. And I spent many of my years chasing friendships, or wanting friendships to work. And I never understood why I could never have friends. But now I know that I was not meant to be for everyone. And my energy is very magnetic, and I am a light, and not everyone can stand my light. So I was trying to force myself in darkness where I was the light. So if you don't have any friends, it doesn't matter if you are 14 years old, 16 years old, 20 years old, 37 years old like me, 40 years old, 50, 60, 70. It doesn't matter, and I am going to give you the biggest secret I discovered with that 7 years, after spending my 7 years chasing people to be my friends. And now I don't chase anyone, and people just come to me. I'm sitting here and I have friends from all over the world when I stopped chasing for them. And the years I was chasing people, driving 8 hours to chase people, my God, oh my God, following them on Facebook to notice me, when the anything I just needed to be was just be myself like I am now. And look how many people are here. Like, I have friends from all over the world by doing nothing. Guys, once you stop chasing, the things you are chasing now, they come to you from alone. I spent so many years when I was like 15, 16 crying because I didn't have a sister or a brother. And then I didn't have friends. And everyone in the school had a best friend. And I was always wishing to have a best friend. And I never had one. And I never understood why. Because I was such a lovely person, and I still am. But I could never understand. But I think I was always this shining star, but because I was so blind chasing other people, I didn't even recognize who I am. And I think when you don't know who you are, the other people also will not recognize who you are. Thank you so much, Omar and EK. Drop where you're watching from. Where are you guys watching from? So let me touch on this point about chasing people. Yeah, I was always this overgiver. I would like, because I knew how it feels to not have friends, to not have brother and sister, to not have a family, because I grew up with my grandmother. I was given away when I was 2 years old. So when I was 2 years old, my mom, the story I was told that she could not cater for me, so she gave me away to another family. So I didn't have a mom or dad. I didn't have a sister or brother. I didn't have friends. So you can see that my baseline was having no one to hold on to. So I always had this feeling of chasing people so I can feel loved. So I was trying to feel, it's like you have a hole and you are looking for people to fill it. You know what I mean? Now is what I recognize is what I was doing, but that time I didn't know what I was doing. But now with my knowledge, that 7 years old, I was chasing people so I can feel loved. And how I was doing this was me over giving. I was giving, really, I was giving everything, like completely everything. So my intention was not them to like me or give me the things back. Actually, I gave money, I gave so many things expecting nothing. I just wanted them to feel the love I never felt. And this is what people call love languages. I am going to open your eyes what love languages mean. What you think is your love language, there are 5 love languages. So there is, if you know them, please help me to write them because maybe I will forget one. There are 5. Affirmation, one of, when someone give you compliments, I think it's called when someone give you compliments, you feel loved. When someone give you gifts, you feel loved. When someone do something for you, for example, bringing you a coffee, action. When someone, there are 5 guys. If you know those love, if you know these things, I can't Google now. The 5 love languages. I think touching, when someone, there are some people who feel loved by being hugged or touched. And the 5th one is, quality time. There we go. Yeah, so you see, I didn't have family love. So I would do stuff for people, for them to feel loved, and by doing that, it would make me feel, it would fill the hole I had in my heart. So I spent many years doing this until last year I noticed, guys, I was that 6 years last year, and it's when I became tired of chasing, guys, like that 6 years of chasing people. And the more you chase people, the more they run away. Anything you chase, if you chase money, you will always be broke. If you chase, like the way some women chase men, men run away. Also, some men, when they chase too much, the women run away. Like anything we chase, it never stays with us long, or it will run away. And all these people I was chasing ended up the friendship, but I just stopped. For example, I would be the one constantly calling someone from January to December. And one time I asked myself, I will never know if these people really care about me if I am always the one doing, calling. Then I had to stop myself calling these people. 1 week is gone, 2 weeks is gone, 3 weeks is gone, 4 weeks, no one is calling. And that's how people started falling off. People I was holding on as friends, that's how the list started reducing. Then I was always the one remembering people's birthdays, happy birthday, blah, blah, and then they would never remember my birthday. Then I started also, I'm not encouraging you to stop calling your friends or giving them happy birthday and gifting them. Do whatever you want as long as you're not doing what I was doing. Me, I'm just sharing with you my story. So then there was this group of friends who I was the overgifter. Hello Thomas, thank you so much for joining, and Andreas and everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Please comment where you're watching from. Yeah, so when I stopped being this person who remembering their birthdays, gifting them. Me, I was never doing this with the intention of them to do them things back to me. I was just doing it out of a pure heart. But then after years of doing something for someone, I mean, I'm also human. Maybe sometime I also want. I don't know what to say. Anyway, let's continue. So that's how some people reduce. Then there were these people who I was thinking by me oversharing my story, like I would always tell them when I'm going through issue, and then they, yeah, they are. I think this story is triggering. I think the story is triggering. That's why I'm feeling cold. Yeah, it's a triggering story. I should have made something warm. I didn't know I would get triggered by it. So, but triggers are not our enemies. And that means there is something I still have to heal. Anyway, guys, let me cut the story short. And I just wanted to say that once you withdraw from some people, once you start loving yourself, when I started giving those stuff I was giving them to myself, they started falling off one by one by one by one. That's how I ended up with nobody. I ended up having nobody. And in this moment, I was going through a very, very difficult, life-changing event. And I would have needed people to talk to, people to help me. And I had nobody. My phone was not ringing. Even my best friends were in holiday for 1 month, like I had nobody to turn to. And that's when I learned that there are once when you're going through the lowest moment of your life is when you will know who is your true friend. When life is good, when you have the money you need, when you have a good job, when you don't need anything from people, you will never know who they really are. But when you have a big problem like moving, your marriage is falling apart, you are going through shit, I don't know, it's like everything just goes shit everywhere. Like when you are going through big life-changing events, especially negative one, is also when you lose everyone. I don't know, it's such a big crazy stuff, yeah. Anyway, that's how I noticed, so I'm going through this stuff and I have nobody. That's how I knew where to keep these people. That way you start you have compartments of people, you know. Yeah. Another thing I'm going to say is don't judge anyone. Now, this one we all know from a hand knowledge. Like when you see a family sitting somewhere, you will think, why would you guys have kids and then separate, you know? But life happens and no one goes in a relationship planning that, after we have 2 kids, I'm going to end the relationship. Like nobody, you know? It just life happens, and I think it's a very big topic. So you should not judge somebody because you might be judging now, but you are judging from the point you are. If you would be in their shoes, you would see the situation from another. Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you, guys, everyone. Yeah, so judging someone, for example, when you have a good job, you're getting your money, you have your own place of living, and then someone else is going through shit, you can't really understand unless you're in their situation, then you understand a bit. Do you know that saying, once you change how you view something, once you start viewing, when you change how you view something, that thing you are viewing changes. That thing will only make sense when you're in that situation. Otherwise, we can all have a judgment of this or that. You know what I mean? Another thing is, don't be ashamed of your past. Even if you used to be rich, now you are poor. If you were married, now you are divorced. If you had many friends, now you have no friends. Nobody should shame you. You are not your past. And sometimes we go through situations to learn, because life is a teacher, but a very mean teacher. Life gives you a test before it gives you the lesson. That's why people say, I can't understand they were married for 10 years and then they divorced. Because because the marriage is also not coming with the, you don't see the end goal. And also marriage is not the end goal. You know, our society teaches us as if marriage is the end goal. Yeah, you are young, one moment you are young, the next moment you are impatient to have kids, the next moment, no, get married and get kids, especially up to 28, there's a lot of pressure of, you're getting old, why don't you have kids? You should be married by now. And then when the kids come or when you get pregnant, these people who are pressuring you, nobody is there to help. You are like, guys, it's such a crazy world. When you are 27, 28, 29, even 35, everyone is rushing you to have kids, get married. And then when you are 40, divorced, single mother, everyone is looking at the same you they were rushing. Why didn't you know better? So don't live your life to please anyone, guys. Unfortunately, these lessons we only know after we have lived it. It has failed and then we have learned, because as I said, life gives you a test first. And then the lesson comes afterwards. That's why people ask, I can't understand how you can separate with somebody you have kids with. Because it's mind-blowing. When someone dies with 40, everyone is, oh my God, you are so young to die. And then the same people with 40, when you have not married, you have no kids, are the same people to shame you. Oh my God, you are so old, you have nothing. So if you listen to the world, you will get crazy. And that's where the pressure comes of rushing things. Rushing things, yeah? So yeah, I hope you can learn something from my story, guys. Me, I will never be ashamed. Let me tell you where shame comes from. Shame comes from, for example, if I am separated or divorced and only a few people know about it. So the shame is only if I am in my head hoping no one else will find out. So you see, the shame is only in your head. Now I'm sharing with you my story. No one can use it against me because I have shared it. Like, you can't use it, so you can't shame me, because by sharing my story, I am shameless. When I was younger, people used to use the word shameless to, like, an abuse, like to, you are shameless. Like, you can use shameless to a negative, but in my case, when I am sharing with you my vulnerable story, what I have been through, I have no friends, it making me shameless. And because there's nothing to be ashamed of, someone else is getting motivated from my story, so there's nothing to be ashamed of. So negative is when you are shameful. When you are shameful is when you are afraid of, oh my God, what will people think when they know I'm divorced? Oh my God, I have to hide myself because I'm a single mom. my God, guys, it is not the end of the world. So when you are shameful is when people have power over you. When you are shameless like me is when I have the power over my story, because I have decided to share, to empower you, to encourage you. You are learning something out of my story, so I am not ashamed. And I also love watching when other people are vulnerable, you know. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, guys. And also, I'm going to give you very good tips on how you can attract friends. Guys, last year I had nobody. The people I loved so much all turned their back on me when they knew I was going through divorce, not divorce, separation. They didn't directly know per se, but I was going through shit. They used to look up to me. Guys, let me warn you something. There are friends when your life is going well. They will come to your life to copy you, and someone who want to copy you to become you in a negative way is not your friend. A good friend is only, for example, me, I can't remember one situation I felt jealous of any of friends I have ever had. If I feel either I admire or the opposite of jealousy is when you aspire. For example, if someone is very organized, you can aspire to be like them because it's so beautiful. Maybe their house looks so wonderful and cleaned. But through them, but there are some people who will come to your life. You have this, and then they try to reach you so that they can be on top, and now you are lower. That is nonsense, guys. My God, we are not 16 anymore. And I find that one so nonsense. And such people don't deserve to be in your life. Unfortunately, these people sometimes they are our most closest friends. The people who you can't even suspect. And that is the saddest part. But don't dwell on that, guys. One day they will fall off on their own. I didn't delete anyone from my mobile phone. I just kept giving myself that love I was giving them. I start giving all attention back to me. And if someone loves you only because you do something for them, when you will stop doing that thing for them, they will not want to be your friends anymore. You know what I mean? Friends with benefits. So I just withdrew all the attention back to me. So if you want to know if your friends are real or not, you don't have to cut contact or block anyone. If you're an overgiver that like me, overgiving, always doing stuff for other people pleaser, start pleasing yourself now. If you love gifting people, give those gifts to yourself now. You are giving that person a perfume, and your perfume ended last year. You have nothing. I love even buying flowers for my friends. You love buying flowers for your friends, and the last time you got flowers was from your ex of 10 years ago. Go in that shop and buy yourself those flowers now for yourself. Start giving those things you give these people to yourself now, and you will be amazed. The people who love you will show up right now in your life. So I stopped chasing people, and now people just come to me and find me. Like I'm just sitting here in my living room and look at you guys. You are my friends. You're watching me from Germany, from America, from Africa, like all over the planet, And I am not even chasing anybody because I stopped chasing. When you become that person you are chasing, the people who honestly want to be in your life, God, but I will never regret anything, guys. Karma is real. Karma exists. Any good you do comes to you 10 times more. Anything bad you do, unfortunately, it comes back to. So be careful what you're doing. Don't jealous your friends. You can admire, for example, you can admire me how I am courageous. Yeah, I would drink a small glass of a shot of wine, so I am not feeling like shaking and nervous. And now I can just come because it takes practice. Yeah, it is not just easy and switching on the camera and just speaking to people all over the world. But now it became my new normal. I can do it from anywhere. I can switch my camera on in the car, anywhere I am. I just do it. But when I just started, I was very shy. Anyway, guys, I hope we are not diverting from the topic and you still love it. Another thing is, you are not your past, and you can use your past to, if you look at your past, it has brought you up to where you are now. So it's not something, whether it was bad or good, without it, you wouldn't be where you are now. So thank it, but let it stay there in the past. Now, moving on, you create your new story from now. Another thing is, don't beat up yourself. Don't always keep remembering those old stories of, oh, I wish I knew. Every time you are wishing I knew, you are traumatizing yourself. For example, go back in your mind and start revisiting those memories. Your mind does not know if you're going through it now, or it happened. So you keep traumatizing your body, and that's why you see many people came out of an abusive relationship or situationship many years ago, but they can't move on because you keep yourself attached to that story through your energy. So if you don't energetically cut off that thing or that ex, that way you see maybe he or she moved on and you are still, someone is still 3 years single or 4 years single and not even ready to move on because energetically you are still attached to that story. And sometimes it happens that you become so attached to that story that every time you tell it is when you feel comfortable. So you become addicted to that abuse. So actually the abuse happened many years ago, but you keep revisiting it so much so your mind feels real, and even sometimes you can crave it. So you recreate it again in your mind for your body to feel, so it becomes like an addiction. That's why people say go and do therapy. Also, that way, sometimes you should stop focusing too much on what was and now create a new story. Yeah. Another thing is, don't let anyone shame you. If someone tried to shame you, you were thinking you are better than me, or you thought that now because you got married before me, blah blah. Don't let anyone shame me. And also, if someone is shaming you, it's just showing you how low of a thinker they are. Everyone reflects who they are to you. So don't judge yourself if someone is thinking like that, man. Just they are just showing you who they are from inside, yeah. So don't even take them seriously. That's why healing is very important. Once you have healed and forgiven your past and forgiven your mistakes, no one can use them as that where people hold power. You only give other people power when you show them that you are afraid of maybe them telling your story, or I don't know, you know what I mean? I hope you are understanding me, guys. So what I wish I knew, I have a few points of what I wish I knew, but what I can summarize is everything happened, and the only thing I can wish is if I knew this information I am telling you now. So I have saved you 37 years of your life. So if you're 40, this knowledge I have shared with you, imagine it would be, if you're 40 plus 37, 73. Imagine it would be I'm telling you now. You should actually thank me a lot. Anyway, I was just trying to say that everything happened for a reason, and we learned and we grow. And the only small thing I will teach my kids is to stop chasing and become that thing you are chasing. For example, I used to wish to have a best friend. Instead of wishing to have a best friend, become that person who people wishes to be their best friend. So become the best friend. Automatically you will attract people who want you to be their best friend, and so automatically you have a friend. But when you keep chasing, when you keep someone on pedestal, you are showing them they are more important than you. So they are the stars and you are the fun. And that's how, you know, in our life, each one of us, our life is that way people say life is like a film. And once in your life, you keep best friend here chasing, you are putting yourself as the fan. Instead of you being the star of your own movie, you in your own movie become these people, the actor. You become the actor instead of the main character of your own movie. And your best friend you are chasing becomes the main character. That's why they keep running away from you, because you are giving them power, and the more power you give them, you will always be lower than them. But if you recognize, oh, I am the star of my own movie, so you are in the same level. And once, the more you love yourself, the more star you become of your own film, you even know this person. I hope you can do. I feel like I can keep going on and on, and I don't know. But I think I have shared quite a lot of information with you, and yeah, you can rewatch the video if you want, or you can listen at it later when you have time, and make sure you come back and watch the other ones. And I don't know, if you have any topic you want me to speak about in the next video, just drop it down below, and then I will see you in my next one. Thank you so much for joining. I always love so much having you here. I'm thankful for your life, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.